What's going on, guys? Dots Gaming here, and today I'm bringing you all my updated Dragonborn PvP build for the Elder Scrolls Online Dragonhold patch. So we've gone back in time with our DK PvP build. Last patch we ran something different. We ran a heavy, medium armor, more bursty, fast build, and then that got nerfed. And then dots got nerfed and changed, and everything got changed again with Dragonhold. So we're back more to a build very similar to what the Dragonborn build used to be, kind of like the pre-Elsewhere, or even I think the Elsewhere patch too, Elsewhere and prior to, like a build very similar to that. The 2H SMB, heavy armor, high weapon damage build. But this build is basically my old StamDN build, the Nature's Wrath build from last patch. I basically transplanted it onto this guy and then just kind of adjusted it to be good for StamDK, and honestly, it's been a lot of fun. I have to say, StamDK has been through a wild ride over the PTS, man, and over Dragonhold. It was one of the worst classes week 1 of the PTS, and now on the live game, it's actually incredibly fun. It feels really, really solid, and overall, I'm very much enjoying StamDK in Dragonhold. It's been very, very enjoyable so far. And I do like actually kind of being back in the heavy armor, man. I'm not gonna lie, I do miss the high mobility, high damage style that we used to have, and we're in a bit of a slower build now. But still, the damage is really strong, the healing is really strong, the sustain is great. The build is just a ton of fun to play, and like I said, it's very reminiscent of the old 2H SMB heavy armor meta from the past. So if you guys enjoyed those builds in the past, then you're really going to like the updated Dragonborn build. So as I always say though in all my build videos, this is just what I like, what I use, and what works for me. If there's something else you'd use or something you change, feel free to make those changes, do whatever you got to do. And if this build isn't for you and you want to pass it by, that's perfectly fine. But this build has been working very well for me so far, and I've been enjoying it very, very much. So getting started with our gear, we are of course running 2 pieces of Bloodspawn. Should not be a surprise to anybody that I'm running Bloodspawn on a Stamina Dragonknight. Bloodspawn is, in my opinion, the best monster helmet for Stamina Dragonknight. Every piece of it is something we need. Extra stamina recovery, ultimate generation, physical spell resist. It's just damage, sustain, defense. It is just perfect for StamDK in every single way, and I would never run a StamDK build without Bloodspawn personally. We are using our main 5-piece for the build is Fury. We have put Fury back on the StamDK. I really like Fury, honestly, ever since it was changed. I find it to be way more consistent, way more reliable, especially it's usable now in no CP. It's a very good set, and I really like it a lot. So we have a line of health, a line of stamina, a line of weapon damage, and when you take damage, your weapon damage is increased by 29 for 5 seconds, stacking up to 20 times. This effect can occur once every half second, and upon reaching 20 stacks, the duration is doubled, but it can no longer be refreshed. So basically, it'll ramp up, it'll peak, it'll be at that point for 10 seconds, and then it will cycle back down to nothing, and then you have to cycle it back up. So you can, the reason I like this set though is because it gives you so much potential max weapon damage, especially combined with our other gear set, and the fact that StamDKs have really easy access to major and minor brutality, you can spike the weapon damage in this build incredibly high. So StamDK takes use out of Fury very, very well, especially when you combine it with a set like Clever Alchemist. So Clever Alchemist gives us 2 lines of max health, a line of weapon and spell damage, which we really only care about the weapon damage. And when you drink a potion, during combat, you feel a rush of energy, increasing your weapon and spell damage by 638 for 15 seconds. So between your major and minor brutality, popping your Clever Alchemist pot and having Fury at maximum stacks, your weapon damage peaks just incredibly high. And for StamDK, that translates also into incredibly high healing. So for a heavy armor build, we are able to get an insane amount of damage out of our gear sets. And the good thing is, because we only need to run Clever Alchemist on 1 bar, we're able to run an amazing 2-piece weapon on our front bar, pairs so well with StamDK, and that is the Asylum's Greatsword. So whenever you deal damage with Reverse Slash, you generate up to 14 ultimate based on how much execute bonus damage it's dealt. So literally, this translates into more ultimates, more sustain for StamDK. It is an amazing 2-piece set for Stamina Dragonknight, and we're able to run this again because Clever Alchemist only needs to be single barred. So like I said, if you watch my Nature's Wrath Stamden build, this is basically that exact build just transplanted onto StamDK, and arguably I think it might work a little bit even better on StamDK simply because we can spike that damage up a little bit higher due to that easy access to Minor Brutality. Now, in terms of traits and everything and weights, I believe we are running a 2 medium, so we have a medium shoulder and medium belt. Optimally, you want to do medium gloves and belt for perfect resistances, but this is just what I have RNG-wise. And we have 3 prismatics, and we have, I have 4 prismatics and 3 stam. You probably could get away running 3 stam, but I like that extra prismatic just for a tiny bit more maximum magicka. Felt a little bit more comfortable with that little. I know it's very minor, but it's still, I do enjoy that little bit of extra maximum magicka. And we are running all impen on all of our pieces. On our jewelry, we're running 2 robust, 1 infused. The infused is weapon damage, one of the robust is weapon damage, and then one of the robust is reduce stam cost. So sustain across the board in Dragonhold did get smacked pretty decently. So because of that, I do feel that a reduced cost glyph, especially because we are back in heavy armor, a reduced cost glyph on our one of our jewelry pieces I find is incredibly helpful and makes the sustain in the build very, very nice. So have been enjoying that. In terms of our weapon traits, we are optimally on your front bar. You'd want an Asylum Maul. That would be probably your best front bar weapon. I only have a great sword though, so that's what I'm using. You'd also want it to be Nirnhoned with a Berserker glyph, and then on our back bar you want a Nirnhoned 1H with a poison glyph, and then either a reinforced or Nirnhoned shield enchanted with maximum stamina. So in terms of our skills, again, this is going to look very familiar to the past. We are running Venomous Claw. So Venomous Claw deals 4k instant poison damage, 14k over 14 seconds, and it increases by 20% every 2 seconds. This Dots tooltip gets pretty respectable the longer it continues to tick, and when you instantly apply it, you apply the poison status effect, so it effectively lowers the cost of the skill by 500. We also do have Noxious Breath. So Noxious Breath deals about 7k instant poison damage, an additional 11k over 14 seconds, and applies Major Fracture. Very solid dot, but we mostly want it for the Major Fracture. But still, it's a very solid, 7k instant damage and 11k dot over 14 seconds. It's not too shabby. Not too shabby at all. So very, very solid skill, still worth using. Executioner is our execute for the build. Ever since they buffed this to be 400% increased damage of enemies, I have just been all over this. I don't really, I did like Reverse Slice, but Executioner, it just got buffed too much to not use. It just helps you nuke down those low targets very, very quickly as they start to lose health. We're also running Hardened Armor. So Hardened Armor gives us a pretty minor damage shield for 6 seconds. It's not really anything to write home about. But it's mainly here to be, maybe reflect a little bit of magic damage back on our targets, but mostly just to be for our armor buff and for Burning Heart. I don't know. I've used Volatile in the past, and I'd personally rather have a minor damage shield than a nearly negligible dot. This is really a personal choice here. I've seen people make cases for both Volatile and Hardened, but I am personally using Hardened at the moment, and I've been liking it a little bit more, so that's what I'm running. We are running Rally on our front bar. Rally is going to give us our Major Brutality, gives us minor endurance as well, and on top of that, gives us a big ol' heal whenever we reapply this. It's amazing, especially when you buff it with Major Mending from Fragmented Shield. This skill heals for an absolute ton, and because we run Wings on our back bar, which I will go into a little bit later, we are able to run Rally in the front bar and do not have to run Forward Momentum. We are using Leap for our ultimate. I know some people still really like Onslaught, but I can't play my DK without my Dunk, and especially because this build, the biggest weakness I'd say this build has is its mobility. It is very slow. That's kind of like the thing with both my DK builds this patch. The sustain, the damage, the tankiness is all there, but they're both a bit slower because of how I have them built. So Take Flight, being able to close that gap for us is very crucial in my opinion. So I really would not even recommend Onslaught. Having that gap closer with Take Flight, I feel is very helpful in a build like this. Back bar, we are using Fragmented Shield. So Fragmented Shield gives us our Major Mending. Not much to say about it. I would not run StamDK without Fragmented Shield. The Major Mending just increases our healing power way too much to forego. It makes Vigor and Rally heal for an absolute shit ton, so I definitely recommend it. We are now using Reverberating Bash for our primary stun. We do have a stun off of Stone Fist, which I'll go over Stone Fist in a little bit, but I still prefer to have a more reliable primary instantaneous CC. So it doesn't give us the Defile anymore. It just does some damage when we hit them and some damage when the stun ends. So still pretty decent, but because, you know, it's just kind of what we have to use. It's what we have access to. I feel that outnumbered Stone Fist isn't reliable as a necessarily fully primary CC. It's kind of like the way that like Mag DK used to be, where like you had the stun off a Power Lash, but you pretty much still used Fossilize, you know? So it's pretty much that kind of deal here with what I'm doing. So I'm still using Reverb. Vigor is our primary hot. Combos perfectly well with Fragmented to go Fragmented into Vigor. Bam. Really strong heal. You have Protective Plate. Protective Plate, in my opinion, has become way more necessary this patch than it used to be. I used to poo-poo all over Wings. I used to absolutely hate the skill ever since they changed it to be what it is now. But with the rise of Mag Sorks, how strong Magplars are, people using Snipe, being able to reduce that damage from projectiles is just incredibly strong. It is incredibly strong. So, especially against Mag Sorks this patch. Mag Sorks are like a plague already. I can tell only a couple days into the patch, Mag Sorks are incredibly good. So, being able to reduce a lot of that incoming projectile damage by half is very, very nice. And we do gain that little bit of snare and immobilization immunity, so this is also going to be our primary movement skill. We also do run Corrosive in the back bar. Corrosive is good to go into if you're facing somebody who's really, really tanky and you just can't put down with Leap. Going into Corrosive is really good to help kill them. It will make all your direct damage skills, aka your Stone Fist and Reverse Slice, deal a shit ton of damage, basically go straight through the physical resist. But it's also good in a tanky situation where you don't want to be taking a lot of damage, so it limits the incoming damage to 3% of your max health and does a little poison AoE. So it's still a very good skill to use, even though it doesn't affect your dots anymore. Now, ironically enough, I never thought that these words would leave my mouth, but I actually have been enjoying Stone Fist this patch. It feels very, very good. I still think the animation is hilarious, but objectively, it is a very good skill to use. I'm actually surprised how much I'm liking it. The instantaneous physical damage, increasing all of our damage done by 42 per stack, up to 3 total stacks. And then having a secondary stun and having the stagger effects removed. It's actually a very good skill. I like it in place of, like, you know, if you used to play StamDK in the past, you would use heroic slash here, but putting Stone Giant here, I feel, is a really, really good alternative. Also, with, again, I can't believe I'm saying this, with how slow the build is, having that 15-meter range on the skill is actually pretty useful. It's actually pretty dang useful. So I've been liking it. I've been enjoying using it, and I feel it's very, very solid as our spammable for the build, especially on the sword and board bar. It makes that old school playstyle to me feel really, really fun, the 2H and SMB playstyle. And, you know, I looked at Deep Slash as an option, but the tooltip's just not as good. Stone Giant also gives us that permanent uptime basically on the Minor Brutality, as well as, you know, it reduces the cost effectively of the skill because every time we cast this, we get Helping Hands. It's really good. It's actually pretty good. I've been really enjoying it so far. So definitely recommend if you want to use the rock, use the Meme Fist, give it a try. It's actually pretty dang solid so far through my initial testing. In terms of our stats and everything, we have 11.7k maximum magicka, 26.6k maximum health, 33k stam on the front bar, and 34.2k on the back bar. We are sitting at 1385 stamina recovery, 2600 weapon damage on the front bar, and 2580 on the back bar. That's completely unbuffed. Our weapon critical is pretty low, only at 22%. I am not using savagery pots. I'm using tri-stat pots because we do use 3 magicka skills, and Wings is very expensive, so I do like to use tri-stat pots. So our crit, unfortunately, is pretty low. We do have 22.7k physical resist and 19.5k on the front bar, going up to 26k on the back bar spell resist and 22.8k physical resist on the back bar with 3k crit resist. We are using the Lava Foot Soup and Saltrice food. Because we get so much bonus health from Fury and Clever Alchemist, we literally don't need any health from our buff food. So we go into the Lava Foot Soup in order to give us that extra stamina recovery and extra maximum stamina. And we are using the Warrior Mundus to play into our weapon damage stack. In terms of CP, I believe that's all I have left to cover. We are running 32 points into Blessed, 81 into Master at Arms, 23 into Thaumaturge, 37 into Precise Strikes, 41 into Piercing, and 56 into Mighty, 61 into Ironclad, 54 into Resistant, 37 into Thick Skin, 43 into Hardy and Elemental Defender, and 32 into Quick Recovery, 61 into Warlord, 29 into Sprinter, 75 into Mooncalf, 44 into Tumbling, and 61 into Shadow Ward. In terms of our basic rotation, again, if you've played this, this type of style in the past, you'll know exactly what it is. But for those of you who are newer to it, obviously you want to maintain all of your buffs. So you want to maintain Rally, and you want to maintain Hardened Armor. Very, very important things, obviously. You want to maintain on your target Noxious, and you want to maintain Venomous Claw. Then you basically, once you get all of this stuff on your front bar kind of applied to yourself and you have that up on your opponent, you want to start going into Stone Fist and start going into Stone Fist spam. When you want to go for an ult, hit them with that reverb into an animation canceled bar swap, into your leap, into reverse slice. Bam. Your target is dead. Very, very straightforward rotation. Very straightforward rotation. When you need to heal yourself in a pinch, if you need to play defensively, you want to go into Fragmented, into Vigor, into Rally Refresh. That is going to be an absolute boatload of healing on yourself. Absolute shit ton of healing. And then if you're taking a lot of damage from range attacks, you want to use Wings. And also, if you need to be able to move around a little bit, you want to use Wings as well. If you're snared or whatever and you need to gain some extra movement. But that's it for the build, guys. I've been really liking it so far, man. StamDK has gone over quite the journey over the Dragonhold PTS and into the live game, but I'm actually pretty happy with where it landed, and I've been very much enjoying mine so far. So hopefully you guys enjoy this build if you choose to give it a try. If you guys like it, please smack a like on the video. For any questions or comments, please feel free to leave a comment below. And for more great gaming content, please hit that sub button as well as hit the bell to keep notifications on. So thank you all so much for stopping by today. I very much appreciate it. As always, I'm Dots Gaming, and I'll see you all in the next one. And but yeah, I've seen some people play that. They enjoy it. I always preferred 2H and Bow myself. I'm enjoying the new sets, kind of wondering if I can use one of my stamina warded now that when I come back to ESO. I'm not using any of the new sets personally. I'm not using any of the new stuff. Testing's going pretty well so far. I pretty much got every build worked out. Right now I'm just, excuse me, I'm just trying to acquire build footage. Last game went decently well. Trying to get a little bit of a better game though for the build video. Yeah, we're gonna want to back off here. I think I'm just dead. That's all it takes, dude. Oh god, I hate Magicka Templars more than anything in this game. I hate Templars more than Sorks, personally. How'd you enjoy your mag lady? It was fun. I thought it was fun. Hey guys, what's going on, man? How you doing? Oh, this guy's actually a Stamplar, I think. Oh, I'm just dead. Templars are more annoying, but Sorks have more aesthetic. Nah, I just find Templars very aggravating this patch. Similarly to the last patch. They're just very annoying to fight. It's not enjoyable to fight another Templar. Like, I mean, yeah, Sorks are annoying, but, like, I don't get, like, pissed off when I fight one. When I fight a Templar, it's just really annoying. Unless I'm also playing my Templar. Been playing your Magden build and it feels super strong, much more than I was hoping for. Hey man, glad to hear. Yeah, Magden's fun this patch, dude. I really enjoy it. Fuck you, bitch. Gank me again. Which he's probably going to. Is Shuffle still good? Yes, very much so. How did he dodge that when he was standing still? The dude wasn't even moving. I'm dead here. Oh, no, wait, maybe. Okay, goodbye. Goodbye to that guy. Fuck yes, dude. Let's go. Let's go. Gotta get the clever elk rolling. Fresh this. Alright, we need the big ol' ult here for a little bit of a sustain. There we go. Drink that potion back bar, get our clever alch boost. Owie. Ow, 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 ow. Do the potion cooldown glyphs work with infused? Yeah, no reason they shouldn't. No reason they shouldn't. Oh, big ol' heal, dude. There we go. How are we doing this game? We're 15-3. We got our build video game, friends. I think we got it. I'm finally warm on the StamDK now too. This guy's done. Yeah, let's go. Woo! Good game, man. Yes, I mean, granted, we did not participate at all in the game. but we did go 16-3. That was fun. Fun stuff. That's the one, dude.